Coming up on 5 Minute News, episode 500. Senate takes up $1.9 trillion relief bill by slimmest of margins. Italy blocks export of AstraZeneca vaccine to Australia. And China announces over 6% economic growth target. It's Friday, March 5. I'm Anthony Davis. The US Senate voted by the slimmest of margins on Thursday to begin debating a $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief bill after Democrats made 11th-hour changes aimed at ensuring they could pull President Joe Biden's top legislative priority through the precariously divided chamber. Democrats were hoping for Senate approval of the package before next week, in time for the House to sign off and get the measure to Biden quickly. They were encountering opposition from Republicans, arguing that the measure's massive price tag ignored promising signs that the pandemic and wounded economy were turning around. Democratic leaders made over a dozen late additions to their package, reflecting their need to cement unanimous support from all their senators, plus Vice President Kamala Harris's tie-breaking vote to succeed in the 50-50 chamber. It's widely expected the Senate will approve the bill and the House will whisk it to Biden for his signature by mid-March, handing him a crucial early legislative victory. The bill aimed at battling the killer virus and nursing the staggered economy back to health will provide direct payments of up to $1,400 to most Americans. There's also money for COVID-19 vaccines and testing, aid to state and local governments, help for schools and the airline industry, tax breaks for lower earners and families with children, and subsidies for health insurance. Italy has blocked the export of 250,000 doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine to Australia in an escalation of a row with the Anglo-Swedish company. In the first such intervention under the EU's controversial export authorization scheme, the Italian government ordered that the doses remain in the bloc with the backing of the European Commission. The move will alarm those concerned that the EU is moving toward a protectionist approach to vaccine supply. The Commission had repeatedly and publicly insisted that it did not intend to impose a ban. The EU has been engaged in a high-profile row with AstraZeneca after the company informed officials of a shortfall in delivery this quarter due to a production problem in one of its EU sites. A mechanism under which vaccine suppliers would need to gain authorization for exports out of the EU was drawn up amid concerns that doses made within the bloc were being delivered to the UK. Italy's foreign ministry said in a statement that Australia was not considered to be a vulnerable country and that the decision was made due to the persistence of the vaccine shortage in the EU and Italy, the delays in supply of AstraZeneca vaccines to the EU and Italy, and the very high number of doses that the company wanted to export. China's top economic official announced a healthy growth target for the nation on Friday and its plans to become a more self-reliant technology leader amid tension with Washington and Europe over trade, Hong Kong, and human rights. The ruling Communist Party is aiming for economic growth of over 6% as it rebounds from the coronavirus, Premier Li Keqiang said in a speech to China's ceremonial legislature. Some 3,000 delegates gathered for its annual two-week meeting, the year's highest-profile political event, under intense security and anti-virus controls. The party is shifting from fighting the virus that emerged in central China in late 2019 back to its longer-term goals of becoming a global competitor in profitable technologies and promoting self-sustaining growth based on domestic consumer spending instead of trade and investment. The NPC's annual meeting usually focuses on domestic issues, but increasingly is overshadowed by geopolitics as President Xi Jinping's government pursues more assertive trade and strategic policies abroad, cracks down on dissent at home, and faces criticism over its treatment of Hong Kong and ethnic minorities. China became the only major country to grow last year, eking out a multi-decade low 2.3% expansion after shutting down most of its economy to fight the coronavirus. The world's second-largest economy grew by 6.5% over a year earlier in the final quarter of 2020, while the United States, Europe, and Japan struggled with renewed virus outbreaks. Li promised to pursue green development, following Xi's pledge last year to ensure China's carbon emissions peak by 2030 and to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060, in an economy that gets 60% of its power from coal and is the world's biggest source of climate-changing industrial pollution. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.